Hi there. Welcome to this tour and demonstration video of the Ultimate Habit Tracker. Let's get started. This is the perfect solution to keep track of your habits for the year, with 4 quarters and 12 months in one spreadsheet. The first thing you need to do is go to the Custom and Links tab and write the year. In the same tab, you will enter the categories in which you will add your habits. We will see where these categories are reflected later on. Below the customization section, you have direct links to each individual month in case you are in November, for example, and want to access it more quickly. Moving on to the Year Goals tab. This is one of the areas where you will see that the categories you wrote earlier have been automatically placed without you having to do anything. Here, you will add all your goals for that same year, each in the box of its category. As you add them, it will show you the total number of habits to fulfill in that same category individually. Every time you achieve one of your goals, you have to tick the checkbox, and the progress bar and percentage at the top of the box will be filled in accordingly. Repeat this process for all the boxes and categories you want. You don't have to fill them all if you don't need to. Remember that you have to adapt it to your needs. We have also added 4 quarter goals tabs, so if you want to achieve your goals by quarters, you can do it at your own pace. Let's continue with the example of the month of January. Here you'll find several sections. Let's start with the daily habits. If you double-click on where it says January 1st, a calendar will appear where you can select the day of the month you want to start, and the rest of the days of the month will change automatically. Although to make it easier, all months are set to start on day 1. As you can see, the month is divided into weeks, days of the week, and days. On the left are the categories to which each daily habit will belong. So every time you write a new habit, you'll also have to select the category it belongs to. This allows you to see the progress you're making during the month in each category with the circular graphs at the top of the sheet. I'm going to quickly add several habits with their categories so you can see how it looks. It's always recommended that you have all the habits written down before the month begins, so you don't have to try to remember if you've fulfilled that new habit 15 days ago or not. Once we have all the daily habits defined, every time you perform one of those habits, you'll have to tick off that day. Let's say today is January 1st as an example. You would have to tick off the habits you've completed on that day, and so on for the rest of the month. I'm going to quickly fill it in again so you can see how it looks with the whole month filled in. You see, now all those charts that I mentioned earlier are filled in by categories, and on the far right of these circular charts, you'll see your overall progress for the month in another individual chart. Now that everything is filled in, you can also see how on the right-hand side, the number of times you have performed that daily habit in the same row throughout the month, along with a progress bar and percentage. At the bottom of that column, you'll also see the total number of them that you have done throughout the month, adding up all the daily habits. If we scroll down a bit, we'll see the same type of progress bar and its corresponding percentage, but this time it's about the number of daily habits you've done on the same day. We keep scrolling down, and we arrive at the mood rating. Here you can add 3 different moods, depending on how you feel that day. Each one belongs to the day indicated at the top of the same column. This for day 1, this for day 2, and so on. We scroll further down, and here you can add both weekly tasks and monthly goals. Basically, they work in the same way, with the difference that weekly tasks are divided by weeks, and monthly goals by categories that you can customize manually yourself. I'll fill in the weekly tasks, and I'll show you how the monthly goals work so that you can customize the categories. All right, so we add the goals that we want to achieve that month and put them under their category. In this case, I've put these categories, but if you double-click, you can write whatever you want. We keep adding goals to their categories, and when we accomplish those goals, we tick them off in their box so that the progress bar and percentage can fill up automatically. Under each category, it shows the number of goals in that same category. Finally, at the end of the sheet, you have 2 extra sections to help you organize your month better. On the left-hand side, You can write notes that you find useful or motivational phrases to help you achieve all the goals of the month. Simply double-click and write on each line. On the right-hand side, you can add important dates such as birthdays, anniversaries, meetings, appointments, etc. Write underneath the occasion of what it is, and by double-clicking underneath the date, you can see a calendar and select the date that corresponds to that appointment. If you want to mark things that you have already done, simply click on the box. Now, as recommendations, I have to tell you not to copy and paste texts from another spreadsheet so that the formulas or characteristics of each cell are not broken. In case you have already done it, select a cell and its checkbox with the same characteristics as the broken cell and paste it in its place. This will put the correct format back. If you want to add new habits and they do not fit in the number of lines we have already provided, simply select the number of lines you want to add. Excluding the first and last rows, right-click and select Insert 3 rows below the row you prefer. However, keep in mind that these new rows do not have the same formulas as the rest, so you need to select one of the existing rows, preferably one without any text, and copy it. Then select the new rows you added before and paste the copied row. Now everything will work fine. This process also applies to the rest of the areas. Select the number of rows, add them, copy another row, and paste it into the new rows you created. And that's it. We're done. I hope you liked it and found it useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a message on Etsy. Thank you very much for watching.